Welcome to Geneijin 101 Episode 4. This is going to cover the twins. First, we're going to discuss enders. Now, there are 4 or 5 major enders for the twins. The first one and the most used one is a medium punch shoulder into crouching medium punch up kicks after a walk. Um, I showed you this on the Dudley combo video before, or not the combo video, but um, in the tutorial video before, also on the Alex video, and the Ken video, I believe, at some point. This is pretty universally used, and it's important to note that pretty much every other ender pales in comparison because of the Oki that you get after this one, and I'll talk about that later. But your other options are, far stand fierce into double shoulder forward fierce dash punch off of certain situations or combos, although those combos are usually not optimal, at least as far as starting with 1, 2, 3. Now, other choices are just shoulder into dash punch enders, which get you the knockdown, and you're taking a little bit less risk when you're doing stuff like that, and I'll explain why. But to start off, I'm going to showcase an older combo, usually used or mostly used between 2003 to 2009-ish, 2010 maybe, and after that they sort of transitioned over to the universal combo that I've showcased in previous videos. So the combo starts with 4, it requires 5 4 medium kicks in it. So either 3 in the first and 2 in the second, or 2 in the first and 3 in the second, with a standing heavy punch in between. And the ender for this combo is standing heavy punch into hard kick up kicks, so roundhouse up kicks. And then you get your shoulder into whatever you want. So the medium punch up kick combo at the end is your most optimal choice, gives you the best Oki. But you still have the medium punch into forward fierce into dash punch, which, as you can see there, whiffed. And the reasoning behind this is because it's fucking hard. Forward fierce dash punch is super inconsistent against twins. So throughout this video, I'm going to be whiffing it a lot. Even with as good execution as I have, it's not something that is consistent. And even the top yuns, Sho, Yakun, and Ushi, and Hyacinth, as far as execution goes, this isn't an ender that they hit all the time either. I want to say even 50% of the time they don't hit it. And there's a reason why they still go for it, which I'll explain later as well. So off of this combo, those are basically your options. You have medium punch dash punch, or medium punch shoulder, and heavy dash punch as well. But as you can see, that gives the least amount of meter. So doing that is kind of pointless when you have other options. So going off of the other combo, because that combo is very specific to being started with 1, 2, 3, the important part to note is that ending with a forward medium kick that is a relatively high bounce into a far standing heavy punch will allow you to get the heavy punch up kicks. And this is done super late in your meter. So as you can see there, if you don't time everything correctly, the heavy kick up kicks will whiff. So that's another reason why I don't like this ender, is because just like the dash punch ender is relatively inconsistent. It requires specific timing and spacing on your far stand heavy punch in order to make your roundhouse up kicks actually connect. So if you walk forward at all during the the combo before your standing heavy punch, there's a chance that you'll fuck up. So it has to be basically neutral far stand heavy punch into up kicks. Like walking forward tends to mess up the timing a little bit more. So now we're going to talk about the universal combo, which is forward medium kick, walk forward, stand medium punch, palm into dash punch into ender of choice. So medium punch shoulder, crouching medium punch up kicks, medium punch shoulder, forward fierce, Kara dash punch, medium punch shoulder, dash punch. Those are essentially like your 3 go-to ender options, no matter what situation you have. So, as you can see there, the forward fierce that I tried to do didn't come out because you actually have to delay it quite a bit. Now, so you actually have to delay it until he's about to where the middle of the sign above his head is. Otherwise, the forward fierce is going to hit at a timing that's not going to allow for your Kara dash punch. And I'll try to get it to work, but there is no guarantees. So, when you're going for this sort of an ender, it's obviously inconsistent, but doing other combos or other freestyle situations where you go like fierce punch shoulder into medium punch shoulder and stuff like that still works as well. But it's also inconsistent. Oops. Oops. Wrong combo again. So, no matter how much you want the dash punch, it's literally like tossing a coin and going heads or tails every time that you attempt it. You can perfect it, but it's not worth doing because the crouching medium punch up kicks under is that much better against twins. And if you need the knockdown, forward fierce knocks down as well as the dash punch, so it doesn't really matter. So when going for choosing combos and stuff, you have super basic ones like forward medium kick, forward fierce, into dash punch, and whatever. But the damage is obviously less than the basic combo by about 10%. So it's not worth doing, in my opinion. But that is like his most basic combo. You also have the Generation 1 combo, which is the 3 forward medium kicks into stand heavy punch, up kicks under or whatever, that I showed at the beginning. That's also another quote-unquote beginner combo. Now, the most important thing to take away from the universal combo is that standing heavy punch into dash punch is one of the best ways to get your forward or your shoulder into walk forward, crouch, medium punch, and up kicks. So whether it's off a palm into dash punch, far stand heavy punch into dash punch, so depending on how your dash punch hits your opponent, you may be too far away for crouch, medium punch, up kicks to work. And that's an example there. But if you get 1 or 2 hits instead of all 3, you'll have no problems. So forward fierce or far stand fierce into heavy punch dash punch is your most likely candidate as far as getting your medium punch shoulder into up kicks under, which is going to be your bread and butter in most cases. Now, it's important to note that Kara standing medium kick is also a possibility as far as getting enders. So if you're doing mid-screen stuff that ends in the corner, whether it be a reset or whatever, you can still do Kara standing medium kick. And you still have the same situation where you can go for medium kick into medium punch shoulder into whatever you want. Whether it's forward fierce dash punch or whether it's crouching medium punch up kicks. Spoiler, it should be crouch medium punch up kicks. But you can go for either. You can just go for simple dash punch if you want as well. But it does work. You can also do walk forward light punch shoulder if you want. But although the dash punch does connect, it's inconsistent as well. So, if anything from this has showed you, I maybe hit the dash punch once. And if I haven't, I'll eventually hit it in this video sometime. But it's super inconsistent, and it's not worth going for. I'll try a couple more times, but after that, I'm just going to continue. There we go. Got it to work off of the double shoulder ender. So now you don't question if it actually works. It 100% does. No, but really, doing the dash punch ender is not all that worth it. But if you intend on doing a dash punch ender, whether it's shoulder into dash punch, doing shoulder into forward medium or forward fierce is actually a better option. And the reason for this is because let's showcase. So, assuming you get your medium punch shoulder into dash punch, as you can see here, it pushes me back to where our feet are not touching on the ground. If you look at the shadows at the bottom of the screen, you're out of throw range, you're out of Zempo range, you're out of close standing medium punch range, you're out of close standing medium kick range. You're out of range of pretty much everything that is good that Yun has. But you also can walk forward a step before your opponent wakes up. And they're forced to make a decision between, high-low throw. Same usual Oki setups. Now, if you do the forward fierce ender, instead, then you get the exact same Oki, but in a slightly different state. So as you can see there, the combo worked. Ta-da! Wonderful. But let's try to make it not work. So as you can see here, the dash punch on whiff gives you a little bit of meter, and on top of that puts you right on top of their corpse. So what that does is it allows you to do your meaties. It allows you to go for your Oki on top of their corpse. It allows you to re-jump into whatever you want to do. But the most important thing to note is that you still get the exact same Oki of your choice. You can still manage to walk back if you want, or jump back. But it's important that your forward fierce into dash punch leaves you right on top of your opponent. You have Zempo, you have your close stand medium punch, you have crouching medium kick, you have crouching light kick. You have all of your choices. Now, when going on the offense, the up kick under is actually better because you have longer to make your decision on what you want to do. So I don't think the opponent is set up to quick rise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to showcase what happens with the up kick ender if the opponent doesn't quick rise. So as you can see there, if I did that, the close standing medium kick whiffs, right? There's no meaty, there's no nothing. Now, if the opponent is quick rising, that standing medium kick will actually hit. And so will a bunch of other meaties. But Um, if you whiff the close standing medium kick, you actually can get another meaty. So you still have time to to meaty your opponent, or to go for a Zempo, or to jump back, or to do whatever you want after the you know, jump, medium kick, dive kick off of that. You can do the exact same thing off of light kick, dive kick. And you also are in range for Zempo still, among other things. Like, you know, jump heavy punch, which you can confirm into dash punch at the correct ranges. Which it has to be light punch, dash punch. But it's very difficult on twins. This is also another thing that's important. It's like if you're doing Oki and you whiff jump standing heavy punch like that, this is something that players like Nika KO and Sho do a decent amount, is it forces a proximity guard, which allows you to Zempo when you land. Now, its usefulness pretty much ends there, but, you know, if you get that extra Zempo, you can do crouch medium punch dash punch and get whatever it is, 20% meter off of that, and you're golden. Now the same thing happens is, let's say you do your ender and you go for the crouching medium punch approach. You can get 4 crouching medium punches before you get a meaty if your opponent doesn't wake up. Now, the 4 crouching medium punches is equal to about almost 10% meter. So you basically get a guaranteed 2 crouching medium punches against your opponent on their wake up with the up kick sender, including if they quick rise. So let's change the dummy settings to quick rise and showcase all of these different options. So when your opponent quick rises, let me quick save this at the actual up kicks part. I'm apparently getting sick, so I apologize for the sniffliness. But it is what it is. So that's an example of you not being close enough for the crouching medium punch up kicks to work. You have to walk, I believe, 2 whole steps. Again, messing up. I do this in one take, so I apologize for no editing. Okay. So, as you can see here, if you neutral jump and then wait a split second before you do your medium kick, dash kick, dive kick, you get a meaty close stand medium kick, meaty crouching light kick, meaty crouching heavy punch, meaty crouching or meaty standing medium punch. You also get immediate Zempo. So you have basically all of your Oki options. Now, if you do crouching medium punch, you can still walk forward for a meaty, or just go for a Zempo from that range. By hitting the forward for the Zempo tension, you get in close enough for the actual Zempo itself. Now, you also have the light kick option. Light kick, dive kick. So, you have the same options off of both the the medium kick and the uh, light kick, dive kick. Now, what's important to note is that when you do the medium kick version, they're required to make an immediate choice as to what they want to do. Do they want to spend their meter to go for EX up kicks, or do they want to go for super? Oh, well, you can block. Do they want to, block? Well, they get Zempoed or they get normal thrown. Do they want to parry? Well, if they parry low, thinking you're to do crouching light kick, dash punch, they get standing medium kick into forward, or into dash punch, right? And then they're literally one crouching medium punch away from 55% meter. So they're at 53% after that, which is a lot of meter for one wrong decision. And then, one jump in with a dash punch there that would have given me meter, right? So meter management off of your Oki choices is a fundamental part of Yun. So knowing that if your opponent makes a mistake, that no matter what choice you choose, either standing medium punch into stand light kick dash punch, or crouching light kick dash punch, you're going to be relatively close to 50% meter, with crouching light kick dash punch being the least amount. You can also do, 3 crouching light kicks as well against twins, which I'm not sure. It's still 5 for 55%, so that puts you at about 40% meter as well. But, either dash punch ender gives you the ability to go for Oki right afterward anyway. So it is what it is. Same thing with up kicks. You have a plethora of different choices. You can either do up kicks or you can do Zempo and do dash punch. And then you can go for a bunch of different choices off of that as far as your mix-ups go, whether you want to continue with a jumping dive kick, if you want to, do an actual jump in, if you want to empty jump, if you want to just dash forward with the with another dash punch. There's a bunch of different options, right? And your opponent has to guess. But also, a single crouching medium punch into dash punch is not going to give you space-wise from the corner. Your opponent's not going to be close to the corner. They're going to be like 40% of the screen away. So you need another crouching medium punch dash punch in order to corner them. So keep that in mind. Or another throw off of this situation. Right? So if you walk forward and you throw, your opponent's basically cornered. And if you back throw, your opponent's definitely cornered. So there's that. Now, getting all of these different Okis on your opponent, right? You can still just walk back and make a decision to try and play keep out, because you have longer to walk back before your opponent even can quick rise when they hit the ground. Because as you can see off of the up kicks, I can walk a whole 2 steps back before the opposing Yun can even quick rise. So this gives me plenty of time, to space how I want to do my dive kick on my opponent as well. Right? So if you want to commit to that, you can back up and still whiff a heavy punch or a heavy kick dive kick in their face. Like, they have to be able to react to that sort of thing. Now, that's why the medium kick up kicks under is so much better, is because you have the choice of making your opponent immediately guess between what you want to do, like 100% meaty timing, no matter what, off of the neutral jump, medium kick, dive kick setup. And you can see Issei and Nikakeo and Sho and stuff, they use this setup a lot. Just as much as they use the ability to, crouching medium kick times 2, or medium punch times 2, before their choice. But you also, off of this, are guaranteed 3 crouching medium punches before your opponent can make a choice. And you're out of throw range. So you're guaranteed at least 6% more meter. And that's also another reason why it's best. So that was a lot of, talking about Oki, right? So now let's talk about fancy combos or fancier combos, or ways to get a little bit more damage on your opponent. So let's put him back in the corner. Now you'll see the combo that a lot of the players use now is forward medium kick, Terra Fierce into palm. So like Sho, Ushi, Yakun, they do this a lot, right? The damage is about 3 or 4 points higher than the standing medium punch combo. I think it's like 3 points higher. But 3 points of damage over 2 combos is still almost 10%. Just over halfway to 10%, I guess. So it does add up. And every little bit of damage counts, right? But it's not necessary. Now, you do have the option to go for the other universal combo, which is the Kara Standing Fierce into Walk Palm, or Walk Kara Standing Fierce into Walk Palm. But it's very difficult, to the point where if you want to see me do it against the twins, I'm not going to try it. I'd do it in my other video, specifically on that combo, so if you want to see it, look there. Otherwise, fuck it. But you can also do Kara Palms, like true Kara Palms, the double one, because you can't do the single Kara very, very well, or very consistent. You can do, forward medium kick into palm, or normal Kara palm, but it requires you to hit them at a very certain height with your dive, or with your forward medium kick. And it also requires you to be close enough. So it's inconsistent, which is why people don't go for it. It also requires very specific timing, just like I showcased against Alex and against Dudley. So that's off the table. But you do have the double Karas. So you can do that 3 times, just like you would the universal combo that I showcased in another video. That one, but this does about 12 damage. No, 8 damage more than the regular combo. So the regular combo, or the standing medium punch combo, it is less damage than the Kara Bombs by like literally almost 10% damage. So if you can do it, go for it. But there are very few players that can consistently do Kara Bombs, just like I talked about in the Ken video. Myself, Saryu, Mester, even though he doesn't do them very much. Darun does them some, but very infrequently. And then you have, myself and AC Slayer, and obviously there are a couple other people around the world that can do them, but it's such a stupid risk, and I do it all the time, so it's hypocritical to say, but don't do it. Just go for the forward medium kick, Kara Fierce, all that stuff, because it's simply more efficient. Damage-wise, you're almost at the stun bar, right? And if you do the Kara Palms, you're just after the stun bar. So it's literally only like 3% damage difference, like in the actual health bar. So it's really not worth it. Now, doing Daipon Loop against the twins is only good if you're going to reset. Otherwise, don't do it in the corner. Even on crouch, Again, hypocritical. You should not be doing it. The basic combo on crouch does a lot of damage. It does like 80% almost. So just kind of stick to that. Now, in the corner, you can confirm off a crouching medium kick as well. And that would be crouching light punch or light kick into forward fierce. That works in most situations when your opponent is not under the timer and you are not pushed under the timer off of Geneijin. So in situations like this, it doesn't work. So if you back through and then you were to walk forward and do now, it would work, or it should work. It does work, I guarantee it. But it has to be an immediate dash punch, which can be a pain in the ass. It's a lot easier when your opponent is closer to the corner. So to showcase this, just like that. It also depends on the screen pull, right? So as you can see here, the Yun, whenever I move forward under his own name, is forcing screen pull, right? So that's about the situation that you want to be under in order to have it work. But you basically need to be right on top of him with your crouching medium kick before you do your crouching light punch into, or crouching light kick into forward fierce. God damn it. There we go. So that works, even basically full screen. This is mid-screen right now. And I got palm. I'm the best at this. So if you're that far away from the corner, doing palm doesn't work, obviously. You need to do like far stand heavy punch or something to continue your combo. One more attempt. Not up kicks. So the crouching light kick actually forces you to be a little bit further away from your opponent. So trying to make sure that you get the crouching light punch instead of crouching light kick is important. And I'll make another video on how to consistently get this to be a 3-hit combo. Now, continuing on for fancy combos, other than close standing, or Kara standing medium kick and Kara palms, like there's not really a whole lot of fancy stuff. You know, you still have Daipon loop. You still have, you know, Keeper Jin. But this is usually better on a crouching opponent, and all that stuff. So now we're going to talk about the last ender, which is the reset ender. Now, the reason why it's called the reset ender is because it puts them in a reset state, obviously. And this is something that Ushi loves to do against twins. And there's videos of, you know, us playing Nika KO 2 years ago, or not him playing Nika KO and doing that ender. And the reason why that is so good, you land way before your opponent does. You already have 10% meter, so you're only losing 5% for not getting a knockdown. And your Oki is literally the exact same. Your opponent lands into a meaty, your opponent lands into a Zempo, or your opponent lands into whatever. The only difference is it's a lot easier for him to break throws or to throw you out of a mistimed meaty. So off of this reset, let's do a save state for it. So Sometimes it can be difficult to get the close standing medium kick. It actually requires like walking, which requires specific timing on your light punch shoulder. So the light punch shoulder has to be almost immediate so that they bounce high enough. Okay, so as you can see here, I can walk forward 1, 2, 3. I can walk forward, crouching, light kick, light kick. You know, you have your 4-hit combo, but obviously it's not the best choice. You know, you have walk forward, standing fierce into shoulder, and if both of them hit, look at the meter. If only the fierce hits, you know, you're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 crouching medium punches away, so you're at 38% meter after this one thing. You can also not walk forward and only hit them with the one hit. And you can cancel into whatever shoulder that you want. You also have, you know, sweep, crouching medium kick into, you know, Zembo tension, just straight Zembo tension, walk back out of throw range. Because when you land, right, taking one step back before they land, you're completely out of their throw range. So you can walk back, walk forward Zempo, and the best way to do that is walk back, half circle back, and then hold back for a split second, and then do Zempo with light punch and light kick. So that you get your throw tech in there as well. So the damage in the whatever on the combo is pretty much you're giving up like 4% in order to get a reset. Now the reset can allow you to oops. The thing is, you also have to wait for them to land pretty much. But yeah, this is something that is very good because of the same situation I was talking about on Yun's Wake Up, where he doesn't really have any options to do an invincible move, and neither does Yang. So it's literally just rock, paper, scissors. It's the same thing for your normal Oki, just their throw is a little bit better. That's it. This reset is good when you're ahead. It's more of a win more than it is anything else. But it's a viable option if your opponent isn't expecting it, especially because it's off of a shoulder ender. And if you do a shoulder, then you walk forward, they're usually thinking crouch medium punch up kicks, in which case they're going to get reset, and then they have to immediately start thinking, okay, what choice is going for here, right? And also after this, you can neutral jump or a super jump and do a delayed medium kick dive kick or a delayed fierce kick dive kick and combo off of the medium kick. 3-hit combo. But going for dive kicks, in which case super jump, they can react to it. So it's good for positioning because, again, just like the up kick ender, before your opponent can even make a decision, you can already walk back. So there's plenty of options. Now let's talk about resets. Well, you have all the basic resets, right? Actually, no. Before we talk about resets, let's talk about mid-screen enders. So one of the most important things to note is that mid-screen enders are mostly only going to happen off of situations where you are low on meter, and then you get like something like that into a dash punch into whatever, right? So mid-screen, your best options are dash punch after a medium punch shoulder into whatever, basically. So let's activate this, and then we'll save state at about 30% meter down. As you can see here, you can walk your opponent to to that situation and continue to, you know, pressure them and connect with this. And it should connect if you are at the correct spacing. But there we go. Getting an ender is a little bit difficult. So you'd only get something basic like that. You could do something like standing medium punch and a Kara standing medium kick as well. And you could get your ender that way. But you're not close enough to make anything really work off of that other than another whatever. So at this point, you have medium punch and then dash punch, right? So you either have light punch shoulder like that. So it's, as an example, let's say you're doing crouching light kick, light kick, light kick, stand fierce into fierce shoulder, right? Medium punch, dash punch, light punch, shoulder, and then you have an ender. So your choices for your ender off of that are the reset sort of situation. Or you have the lock forward, crouching medium punch up kicks. You also have the ability to, depending on the situation, you can super jump into crouching medium punch up kicks. Just like that. And if you don't want to do the that version, you can do the medium kick version as well. So your only real options are, you know, very simple enders if you're mid-screen. The whole point of doing mid-screen combos, though, is to try to get your opponent to the corner. So yeah, you know, getting a good ender would be great, but getting an ender that forces your opponent to get knocked down and allows you to get proper Oki is more important. Especially if you're ahead, cornering your opponent can be the best choice. So you have to think about all of your different options as far as like what you can do off of these situations, right? And in general, you're getting similar meter to what you would have gotten for a normal combo anyway. And if you go under your opponent like that, you have to do your up kicks in the opposite direction. So you have to be paying attention when doing this stuff. Now, let's go look at the resets in the corner. So, resets in the corner. Let's do 1, 2, 3, oops. We'll do 1, 2, 3, activate, and then save state. So you have far stand, heavy punch into jump medium kick. You have close stand medium kick into jump medium kick. You also have palm into jump medium kick. But you have to super jump for that. And then you also have, you know, close stand medium kick like I said. You have close stand medium punch as well. So you're like 40% meter off of stuff like that. And then you have universal overhead. This works off of heavy punch and medium punch dash punch. Um, in the corner, they actually reset pretty high. So you have plenty of time to mix them up as they're landing from this in the corner. You could also, walk forward and go for the, Zevo tension stuff off of this. It's basically what you do against every other character, right? But against doing the side swap mix-ups, doing the jump light kick one is a lot easier than the jump medium. Because if you walk forward too much and you do forward fierce, you get the close stand heavy punch like I just got off the medium punch reset. Just like that. But the light kick one allows you to do the reset that Nito did against, what's his face? Matsuken. That I showcased in the reset video. So, in the corner though, you don't really have many other options. It's basically all just ways to get jump medium kick or dash punch into universal overhead. One of the most important things though to note is that forward fierce inside of Geneijin itself is a knockdown, right? So depending on what you're doing, you can force a knockdown and then go for like universal overhead and stuff. And if they were crouching, this might work. I haven't tested this. This is just something I'm spitballing now. But, yeah. So as you can see, forward fierce dash punch still works off of close stand medium kick as well. But it's not something that is a situation you're going to come up with a lot. Because again, up kicks under is better. So being able to go up kicks into medium punch shoulder, etc. is probably going to be your best choice. Now, let's talk about mid-screen resets. So, you have plenty of options as far as like how to go into dash punch, into universal overhead, all that stuff. You also have jump medium kick off of that, but Daipon loop into anything but forward fierce into Kara standing medium kick, which is the other one that's viable in the corner. Yeah, it doesn't really work. So being able to do the resets that you were taught in the reset video are important if you so wish to do resets. Now the thing against doing resets against twins is that because their health pool is so low, Oki against them is so important. So maintaining pressure is just as important as going for resets and trying to get more meter, because the meter that you get off of resets in general is, yes, it's higher, but you're not playing against Makoto, you're not playing against Urien, you're not playing against characters that have really specific enders that give a crap load of meter. Like, I don't know. So like, let's say you go for a reset, right? That's pretty much the best that you're going to get off of a 5 Daipon loop reset. And in order to get to 55% meter, you need 4 crouching medium punches, which means 8% meter. So you're at 47% off of the reset, which is great meter, don't get me wrong, but 47% versus 20% in a guaranteed, guaranteeing your opponent's in the corner and guaranteeing the knockdown, like, you can make that meter up. Obviously, in situations where you're in dire need, your opponent has meter, you don't, it can be worth it. But in situations where, like, you're not ahead against twins, going for resets can be very risky, even though they have less options to combat your resets. Because although Yun and Yang can't really do anything other than, you know, super or EX up kicks on any of your resets, or try to parry out, just like every other character, they don't have invincible moves, so while yes, it is more efficient to do it on them, again, like against Goki and stuff like that, like, just doing regular combos is probably your safest option. And Yun doesn't need to take extra risks if he doesn't want to. But in this matchup, it's so momentum based that you don't want to give your opponent the option to, you know, let's say your opponent has meter, you go for your reset, you're very close to your opponent after you reset, you know, they parry two things, you go for a Zempo, and you whiff it or something, you get back thrown. They activate. Oh, well, now it's your turn to, you know, take the mix-up. Same thing with Yang. The last thing you want to do is have him parry and then get crouching light kick, stand light kick, crouch medium kick into EX slash, and then just turn the momentum around completely. Even regular slash turns momentum around. So, like, the twins are very good for momentum, just like Makoto, just like Dudley, even like Ken. So resets against them they're great. They're not going to net you as much meter as it would against, you know, other characters. It's completely viable, and if you want to take the risks, by all means. But just going for, like, ways to get your opponent to the corner can be effective, unless you need to way come from behind, or you're at, like, perfect and they're at, like, 30% life or something. And, like, you're just trying to get as much extra meter as possible for the next round, where you're still confident that you'll win that round, even if you messed the reset up. But, I mean, that should be your mentality for all of your resets, right? Anyway, rambling. So, now that that's covered, let's look at that one reset that I was talking about, the Daipon loop into forward medium kick or whatever. So, like, it does less damage than a normal combo. You get slightly more meter than a normal combo, but it does less damage. Off of 5 Daipon loops, that is. So, now you get a lot more meter off of that sort of a reset with 4 hits, or 4 Daipon loops. But again, you need 4 crouching medium punches to get your 55% meter for EX. So, like, the damage that you get is less than a normal combo. Because a normal combo puts your opponent to almost a stun bar, right? Oops. So, it's about 12 to 15% less damage in exchange for 20% more meter. That's the sort of risk-reward stuff that you have to take into consideration. Will your reset get you the kill? Do they have a shitload of life and, you know, getting that extra damage, you don't think is worth it, you think having the extra meter to guarantee that second Zempo tension into whatever is important, cool. It's good on crouching opponents. Don't get me wrong, you'll probably get the same damage as a standing combo against a croucher. But yeah. So there was one thing that I did not talk about for the mid-screen crop, and that one's important. So, Daipon loop into crouching heavy kick. You have to do it very slow in order to get this to connect. Otherwise, right? Otherwise, it's not going to connect. The twins don't require Keras though for the combo. See, but it requires very good timing for your Daipon loop. Basically as slow as humanly possible. But you can do 2 as fast as you want against Shoto or twins, and still get the crouching heavy kick. So doing 2 against twins is probably your best choice. And yeah, you can still maintain getting a lot of damage. Your meter's not quite as good, but it is what it is. You can do up to 5 or 6 hits if you want to do the Kara crouching medium kick, or Kara crouching roundhouse, like I just did there. But doing resets that late with crouching roundhouse is not worth it. Also, another thing is you can just do Zempo into the reset. Which is, you know, it's an option. You get decent damage, and it's probably not something they were expecting. But yeah, so now let's talk about Zempo. Now, all guard. The important thing about Zempo tension is that almost all of your damage and meter is the exact same. Now, what I mean by this is that I covered it in the Shoto video, where like most of your combos are pretty much the same damage and meter, right? So this all counts based on how many blocked hits your opponent blocks, right? 2, 3, 4, 5. So the way that I do it, or personally, is that I count this as 2. And I count crouching light kick alone as 1.5. So this is equal to this. So it all comes down to how much meter it actually takes up. Like how long it takes you to do these, 3 crouching medium kicks versus, doing... It takes different amounts of time. Each button requires different things, right? So that's something that you just need to get used to. And all of the listings that I have is based on this. So that's how you can gauge how much meter you need, is based on how many blocked hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It counts for like that sort of a thing. Okay. So let's talk about 0 blocked hits first. Most of the time, you're just going to be doing up kicks into medium punch shoulder. Now, all of these combos basically think that you're going to be going this into up kicks, no matter what, okay? So the first option and the most basic option is medium punch shoulder, forward medium kick, into forward fierce, dash punch, into crouch medium punch up kicks, right? That's probably the most basic option. 38 damage, 20% meter. You also can do a walk palm instead of forward medium kick, And you still have, you know, the double shoulder and the dash punch ender, which is like a lot of damage actually. That ender right there is 43 damage and 25% meter, so it's 5 damage higher than the basic combo. Um, but it's a lot harder to land, and you get worse Oki. So, you know, that's a discussion that we had earlier. So do what you want, but it isn't really viable, in my opinion. The only other option for this is to use the heavy kick up kick thing. You can also do the close stand, the Kara close stand medium kick stuff. So you can do medium punch shoulder for medium stand medium punch, and then go for Kara standing medium kick. And then you can continue off of that. Oops. One more time. So again, that is basically the exact same meter and damage as the other one. The forward medium kick times 2 into the dash punch crap. But there's another possibility. Is instead of doing medium kick up kicks, you do heavy kick up kicks. You do walk forward fierce, and then you get a bunch of different options off of that after the dash punch. So you have palm into walk stand fierce, into heavy punch dash punch, medium punch dash punch, or shoulder, my bad. So you have this as an option. So heavy kick up kicks, walk forward fierce, dash punch, palm, walk forward stand fierce punch, into dash punch again, into walk forward crouch into medium punch shoulder, walk forward crouch medium punch up kicks. This combo does 44 damage and does 20% meter, or 20 to 25% meter. So it does approximately 6 more damage than the other option, like the main medium punch shoulder option. So if you need damage to kill your opponent, something like this will work. Your basic option off of this is like heavy punch, dash punch, palm into dash punch again if you really want to. But you can do like palm, walk, far stand, heavy punch, double shoulder. The double shoulder stuff is going to net you like 45 damage. You also can get a single shoulder one that nets you 45 damage, which is consistent. Oops. So that would be forward fierce, dash punch, palm, fierce, double shoulder into dash punch. Now, that setup, you can actually get forward fierce and a dash punch as well, which ends up being 46 damage and 25% meter. But you have heavy up kicks, forward fierce, dash punch, palm, and then you have forward medium kick again. And then you can do Kara standing medium kick afterward, and go off of that. And that's 48 damage, 25% meter, but the timing at which you have to hit every move needs to be frame perfect, so it's not worth doing, because usually you'll end up just fucking up. So as far as what combos I think are best for this, that's the basic one. Because it ends with up kick ender. And then the heavy kick one that I talked about earlier. Sorry, wrong combo. That doesn't really work. You have to do the far stand heavy punch version. So those are the two combos that I suggest. Everything else is just sort of filler. So now what about if your opponent blocks, right? You don't want to go for instant Zempo. You want to see if you can hit them if they try to parry. Well, you get the first two hits, 1 to 2 blocked hits, so either a single crouching medium kick or this. You basically just cut out a move. Oops. All you do is you cut out a move. So you have medium punch shoulder, forward medium kick, forward heavy punch dash punch, medium punch shoulder, walk crush medium punch, leg kick up kicks. 36 damage, 20% meter. Then you have the double shoulder option, which is 40 damage, 25% meter. So that's medium punch shoulder, forward medium kick, far stand heavy punch shoulder, delay medium punch shoulder, forward fierce, Kara light dash punch. You also have the walk palm combo, which is medium punch shoulder, walk palm, far stand heavy punch dash punch, medium punch shoulder, etc. That combo. But getting it is a little bit difficult because sometimes you can get close stand heavy punch. But those are the combos that I like best. And then there's the super damage combos, which are the heavy kick crossovers again. And those deal like 45 damage and 20% meter. So it's like this combo. So that one deals 45 damage, 20% meter, right? In my opinion, that combo is the best one if your opponent's going to block one or two hits. It gives you the most meter, and it gives you the most damage by a significant margin. 36 damage versus like 42, 45 damage is a big difference. So heavy kick up kicks, forward fierce, or walk forward fierce, heavy punch dash punch palm, heavy punch dash punch, medium punch shoulder, walk crush, medium punch up kicks. Now, okay, well, they blocked 3 to 4 hits, right? What are my options? You have medium punch shoulder, and then walk, close stand heavy punch, or forward fierce, and do whatever you want. So again, you're basically just cutting another move out. So for every 2 blocked hits, you basically cut a move out of your combo. So again, another basic ender. This one does 35 damage, about 20% meter, and the first one does 34 damage, 20% meter. So they're about similar. Doesn't matter which one you do. I like the upkicks ender, obviously, for the Oki. Now, the only difference now is, well, you can go for the ender that I talked about earlier that Nika KO does mid-screen. So instead of doing the shoulder, you can do that combo. And that combo is Zempo, up kicks, forward medium kick, delay medium punch shoulder, medium punch dash punch, walk 1 step, close stand medium kick, super jump neutral, heavy kick dive kick, crush medium punch up kicks. 35 damage, 20% meter. Full screen carry. It's also good. Then the up kick crap, the heavy one isn't quite as good off of this. The damage is 38 and 39 damage, so you're only gaining between 3 and 4 damage. So I wouldn't consider using them all that much, but you still have heavy punch up kicks, you know, heavy punch dash punch, all that stuff. Basic combos like that. does pretty much the exact same damage, but gives you a little bit more meter, 30%. So while the other one is technically easier, this one is technically better just because of the meter gain. You get the same Oki. So it's 38 damage, 25 to 30% meter, as opposed to 34 damage and 20% meter. Another option you have is the same sort of starter. After the dash punch, forward medium kick, medium punch shoulder, heavy punch dash punch. So the most damage you can get at 40, and you only get about 15% meter for it. I'm not even going to bother showcasing it. And now let's talk about 5 to 6 blocked hits. Well, what changes? A lot, actually. So let's talk about the medium punch shoulder combos. After medium punch shoulder, you have the very basic combo. Medium punch shoulder, medium punch shoulder, medium punch shoulder, forward medium kick. Into medium punch shoulder, heavy dash punch. 36 damage, 15% meter. Or 20-ish percent meter. It's not bad. Then you have the triple shoulder combo and a crouch medium punch up kicks. 35 damage, 25% meter-ish. Then you have another combo which is very hard, which I don't suggest doing, which is walk, far stand, heavy punch, or medium punch, into medium punch, dash punch, medium punch, shoulder, walk, whatever. It's the same damage, 35 for stupid amounts of execution, because spacing the far stand medium punch off of the shoulder is very difficult, as well as hitting it at the correct timing. Now, what this does also is it adds a new ender type, and that's double medium kick up kicks. Medium kick up kick, forward, full screen carry. That combo right there does 39 damage and 15 to 20% meter. So if you want damage for these combos, that's the highest damage you can get, is the double medium kick up kicks, forward medium kick, medium punch shoulder, heavy dash punch. You also can do 2 medium punch shoulders after this as well. But the reason why I don't like this option is because it leaves you mid-screen. Now, there are some circumstances in which case this might be an optimal screen position where you're literally back at neutral, but your opponent needs to have like no meter for this to be worth it. Otherwise, they can run away and build meter. So, as cool as this ender is, how it looks, it's just not worth it. And now you still have the forward medium kick ender that I just talked about. Forward medium kick, medium punch shoulder, dash punch, walk stand medium kick. So you still have that same ender as well. So that one works between 3 and 6 blocked hits, assuming you're doing 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. Crouching light kick, if you wanted to do just crouching light kicks, that would be 4 crouching light kicks. But it's a little bit harder, timing-wise. And now, as far as heavy kick up kick stuff goes, you have super simple stuff. Kara dash punch. It's really not worth it. It's hard to get the crouching medium punch up kicks off of the double shoulder, but it is possible, but very difficult. And it's also hard to get the double shoulder because one of them has to hit inside Geneijin. So I don't choose to use that one. As far as 7 or 8 hits go, you basically only have medium punch shoulder options. You have the 3 medium punch shoulders. So same option off of that. Sorry, I missed the up kicks, but just take my word for it, obviously. You know it works. 33 damage, 20% meter. And then you also have other stuff. For medium kick, medium punch shoulder, into dash punch. You also have walk forward, crouch, medium punch, up kicks, which in my opinion is the best option. So this is my seal of approval, so to speak. Medium punch shoulder, forward medium kick, medium punch shoulder, into walk forward, crouch, medium punch, up kicks. And then you obviously have the medium punch shoulder into light punch shoulder, medium punch shoulder, heavy dash punch. Shitty damage, 30 damage, 15% meter, but it exists. And now we get up there in the amount of hits, right? 9 to 10 hits. Now this is, again, a situation where your opponent ends up mid-screen, which I don't like. Stats medium punch shoulder times 2, crouch medium punch up kicks. 38 damage, 25% meter, 30% meter between there. And then you have walk, light punch shoulder, and then you can get a medium punch shoulder into heavy dash punch for 30 damage and 20% meter. I'm sorry, no medium punch shoulder, just what I did. And then you also have, you can do forward fierce as well instead off of that. Because you can just continue to build meter, and then you're under the middle of the screen for keeping your opponent cornered. You also have the forward medium kick stuff off of the up kicks as well. Oops. Now this doesn't fully corner, but it's close enough. And this one does 38 damage, 20% meter-ish, and they're close to the corner. And then you also have this as your final option. Medium punch up kicks, medium punch up kicks, medium punch shoulder, into crouch medium punch up kicks. God damn it. There we go. So that's your other option, and that's 41 damage, 25% meter. That is the most damage that you can get, and probably, probably your best choice as far as damage goes, meter goes, and positioning wise, your opponent's almost cornered. If you want to make sure that your opponent's cornered, the triple medium punch shoulder, crouch medium punch up kicks, sacrificing about 6 damage in order to maintain corner is fine. Otherwise, I think this is probably your best choice. Now, off of 11 to 12 hits, you basically only have medium punch shoulder into crouch medium punch up kicks. Other than that, you have forward medium kick into medium punch shoulder, heavy punch dash punch. But it has to be strictly timed as far as your forward medium kick goes. Otherwise it doesn't work. And again, similar situation. But that damage is 40 and 20% meter, and it almost, keeps your opponent cornered. 13 to 14 hits, not even going to bother showing it, just going to tell you about it. Medium punch shoulder, crouch medium punch up kicks, 37 damage, 25% meter. And then walk light punch shoulder, heavy punch dash punch, 34 damage, 20% meter. So between 13 and 14 hits. Just getting 3 hits off of that for 37 damage and 25% meter. And then you go all the way back to 0 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Between 9 and 10 hits gives the same damage based on scaling. And all of this stuff was tested on arcade, either emulator or on 30th edition or 30th anniversary. So all of that stuff works the same. Now, you might be thinking, well, what happens when you get Zempo mid-screen? Well, let's put him absolute mid-screen, right? Then we'll do 1, 2, 3, activate, and then save state. So if we do this, the combo doesn't change, like, at all. It's just a little bit harder to land because of the spacing. You can't do forward medium kick times 3. So what you can do though is you can do heavy punch, like heavy punch into Kara heavy punch. So you can do that as your ender. Oops. Or you can do, oops. Yeah, so if you actually do the proper combo, which I forgot the shoulder, the distance on the screen doesn't really matter. It works pretty much no matter what. Unless you're, your opponent is like here and then you try it. Let's try it from that positioning just for a test. Nope, still works. So for mid-screen, this works, no problems. You're not going to have any issues. So now let's talk about the 1 to 2 blocked hits, right? Absolute mid-screen. Because when you do your blocked hits, your opponent is pushed towards the corner, right? So you can do up to 16 hits, and the 13th hit will corner them, basically. So off of 4 hits, it's the exact same situation. Everything works. Mid-screen, like true mid-screen. And if you think that you're in a situation where, you want to do this type of combo, this works mid-screen as well. So that works mid-screen, it works cornered, it works whatever. Like, it's the same shit. So basically everything that would work on your opponent when they're cornered also works mid-screen. And just to further showcase this, let's do 4 blocked hits, and then we'll do okay, so the heavy kick, up kick stuff doesn't really work unless they're cornered. That's the only difference. Is only the medium punch shoulder or the forward medium kick or the double medium punch up or medium kick up kick stuff works mid-screen. So 3 to 4 blocked hits, medium punch shoulder, forward medium punch into far stand heavy punch shoulder, heavy punch, dash punch. Yep, still works. So now let's talk 5 to 6 blocked hits. Oops. Still works. And the crouching medium punch up kick still works. Still works. I think you get the picture by now. But let's showcase 7 to 8 blocked hits. Still works. Still works. Still works. So, the difference in Geneijin combos for the twins is 0. Pretty much regardless of the positioning on the screen that you're in. You can do the same combos no matter what. And that's important because making sure that you get your up kicks under really is like sort of make or break in this matchup. Now, I'm going to show you some other random shit. Let me make sure that the opponent is quick rising. Okay. So in the one player side, and only on the one player side corner, back throw, super jump forward, heavy kick, dive kick. You will cross up. If you try this in the 2-player corner, you will not cross up. Now, let's talk about close stand medium kick as well as shoulder for activation stuff, because I forgot to talk about this earlier. I do apologize. So let's change it to no guard again, and then we'll look at the combo difference. Psst. The only difference is you get one extra move. Literally all I got was an extra palm. So yeah, it's a lot more damage. But, you know, meter-wise, it's pretty much identical and all that jazz. Same thing off of fucking medium punch shoulder. So you get the same combos, you just add another hit. Whatever you want to do. Palm, forward medium kick. You know, it's pretty lenient, but those are your choices. Obviously, if you get whatchamacallits, light punch shoulders, your damage scaling, right, is not even close to the stun bar. So if you get light punch shoulder, going for the meter is better because you get basically the same damage as you would from completing the combo, and you get 2 to 3 times as much meter. So yeah, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. Eventually there will be written crap for this. So yeah, that is the end. And if you enjoyed this, then stay tuned for the next episode, which is going to cover Urien. And then immediately after that, we get Hugo, Chun-Li, and Makoto. So thanks for watching, and get better at Geneijin.